Good morning. Today is the 18th. Okay. And the Lord said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. Numbers 21:8. The Lord sent fiery flying serpents among ancient Israel to straiten and humble them. And after they were bitten, the Lord prepared a way that they might be healed. And the labor which they had to perform was to look. And because of the simpleness of the way, or the easiness of it, there were many who perished. Sadly, many had become so hardened because of their disbelief, so blind to truth, that they would not look. It was too easy, too simple, too silly to look at a brass serpent on a pole and expect to live. But the Lord's words were fulfilled. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. Abundant blessings come to those who follow the Lord and his prophet in all things. Conference is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay. So, today is Genesis 46, verse 27, through Genesis 48, verse 1. So, we read the last couple of 46, all of 47, and then one verse of 48. Now, what happens in these verses, the rest of 46 is Jacob finally sees Joseph, and he fell upon his neck and wept on his neck a good while. I think that may be an understatement. But then Joseph says, okay, y'all are here. I'm going to take you to Pharaoh. And when he asks what your occupation is, I need you to say that you work with cattle, okay? Because shepherds are an abomination to the Egyptians. So then Joseph brings before Pharaoh 5 of his brothers. And what do they say their occupation is? Shepherds. But even still, Pharaoh's like, okay, sure, yeah, that's fine. Go have this best land. And if, like, you guys can be my shepherds and my herdsmen and my cattlemen, okay? That's your job now. And then it talks about how the famine is exceedingly sore for 2 years and how people come to Joseph, buy bread, and once all the money in Egypt is gone, like they've bought all they can with their money. They have no more money. So Pharaoh has all the money in the land. Then they're like, we have no money. What can we do? And Joseph says, sell me. Well, no, they say, we'll sell you our herds. So they sell cattle and horses and herds in exchange for bread. So then Pharaoh owns all the horses in the land of Egypt, all the cattle in the land of Egypt. And then they run out of that to sell, and they say, okay, now we'll sell you ourselves. We will be your servants, we will be your slaves, and you can buy our land. Please just give us bread. So now Pharaoh owns all the land in Egypt except for his priest land, because Pharaoh supports them, and so they don't have to sell their land. And then when the time comes where they have no land, they have nothing left to sell, but they need bread, Joseph gives them seed and says, plant this, and every year you give a 5th part to Pharaoh, and you guys keep a 4th part, and, you know, that's the law, it says, to this day. And then Joseph brings his father before Pharaoh, and Jacob blesses Pharaoh. And he's like 130 years old or something. And then Jacob makes Joseph promise not to bury him in Egypt. He feels it's coming to the end of his life. And he says, put your hand under my thigh and make a covenant with me that you will not bury me in Egypt. You will take me back to the land of my fathers and bury me in their burying place. And he says, I will. In the first verse of 48, it says, a servant told Joseph that his father was sick, and so Joseph brings Ephraim and Manasseh to Jacob, and we'll these are going to be their blessings in the next couple of chapters, I believe. Now, that's what happens in here. No mention of anything in this book, in that book, or that book. And so, let's see. What can we talk about? Selling our bread, selling our souls for bread. I don't know. It's an interesting sequence of events that plays out to where the people are so hungry that they give all their money away. Money means nothing when you're hungry. They give away all their lands. It means nothing when you're hungry. And they give away their horses, all of their possessions, because they are hungry. It means nothing. I think that's the kind of hunger the scriptures want us to feel when we're spiritually hungry. It wants us to give away, not technically just give away our money, but to have that it mean nothing to us when we are spiritually hungry, to have our possessions mean nothing to us when we are spiritually hungry and looking for that bread of life to save us. So those are the thoughts I have for today. That was Genesis chapter 46, verse 27 through Genesis 48, verse 1. And I will see you tomorrow. Wendy's coming tomorrow. So excited.